and then just adjusted for the windage and the height from that shot to there, so we knew where we were. Another fine adjustment and we were smack on at the 50 yards, so hopefully we know pretty much where we're going to be.
So with a clear picture of where that pellet is flying, it's time for an airgun safari. Roy's eccentric family home has a wide range of bird life, from eagles to doves to peacocks, so there's plenty of food about for crows, pigeons, rabbits and squirrels. With the camera watching Roy's every move, we can analyse where he's putting the crosshairs and see just how the quarry reacts.
Okay, we got the carrion crow just landed in the tree there. I reckon he's about 20 yards. Let's try. Oh, no way. That just parted his feathers by the looks of that. I want to go and have a look at that and replay. So I think I just undercompensated where he was sitting high up in the tree there. The shot looked like it just went straight over the top of his head and just skimmed it. And I think that must have been down to the angle that I was shooting at. So I was aiming smack on, but the pellet went above, so I think I didn't compensate because we were shooting at quite a steep angle up. Oh well, hopefully another one will come in. Okay, so about 40 yards. Oh, excellent. Okay, I want to have a look at that. Ooh. He was just on about 45 yards, and you can see that, look, and it just dropped, so I didn't quite allow enough, but with the angle of where the drop-off was coming, it was directly in line of where his neck was, so luckily it took him out there. So that was a nice clean kill, so he was done. Right, let's see if we can get a couple more. We've got a feral pigeon just sitting up here. We'll see if we can put a few ferals in the bag, keep the ferrets going for a few days. So let's see if we can get him. He's about 20 yards, so that should be aiming smack on. Okay, just wait for his head to come round. And yep, okay, perfect, excellent. Right, any more? No, nothing there at the minute. But the reason we're shooting the ferals is we've got quite a big population of white doves here, and with the white doves, obviously, they attract in a lot of other pigeons. So when they come in, they can bring disease and whatever else in. So we're constantly trimming the feral pigeons and what have you as they come in, and we also trim up the white doves as well, because we end up with a flock of about 200 or 300 come the winter otherwise. So it's always a good source of food for the ferrets and whatever else through the season. So when we get the opportunity to pop a few off, we certainly take it. This is a shot that we had a bit earlier, and it was a miss on a rabbit. I just want to see exactly what happened. I'm presuming I must have shot over the top. So that's the wonderful thing with this camera, it just shows you your mistakes and where you went wrong. So hopefully we can see the muzzle go in a second. Look, wow, look at that. That is phenomenal. You actually see the pellet just arcing over the top of his head and him ducking down. I don't know whether he saw that coming or just felt it. I think he probably just felt it as it went over his head. But again, that really just highlights how effective you've got to be on your range finding. So you've got to really sort of either take a rangefinder out with you or be as good and as accurate as you can in guessing your ranges. So it's probably worth going out and trying beforehand, because that rabbit was, I think, 35 yards, and I'd allowed for a 40-yard shot. So I was just aimed a little bit too far above his ears. This was a rabbit shot by a young friend of mine, Jordan, and it really does demonstrate how bad the windage can be, or your windage adjustment needs to be, as we showed when we were shooting at the target. So when the pellet goes, you can see it's taken by the wind. So on this shot, we've got a left to right wind, and you can see it taking the shot or taking the pellet right over, and rather than hitting in the head of the rabbit, it goes in and hits it square in the chest. So still a very good kill shot, but not the one he was after. So you could see he'd already come forward, so he'd come forward to allow for the windage, but just not quite enough. And luckily the pellet still found its mark.
We've had some success, but Roy is not overly happy. He thinks that some fine-tuning could improve his accuracy. One of the problems has been changing the magnification on the scope. This has been putting the mil dots out, which means the adjustments he's making are not precise. He also wants to re-zero at 35 yards and work through the ranges again. He believes this will deliver a flatter trajectory, which means less time worrying about compensating for the shot in the field.
That's about right. So